Welcome to Night After Night, a podcast about 8 seasons in a row. I'm Mr. Fernandez, and
Well, gosh darn gee whiz, I'm Christopher J. Warner. Hello.
darn tootin', because we're going to review Out Damn Plout, written by Paula A. Roth and directed by Marlene Laird, because we're probably going to have some facts about them, y'all.
Oh, y'all, you know I'm going to have some great notes coming up.
We gotta love this episode, because Vicki Lawrence is in this one. Welcome back, Sergeant Plout. Woo!
All right.
Yeah. Okay. This is what the episode's about. Laverne Shirley bursts into Cowboy Boys in a tizzy. Sergeant Plout is in LA and looking for them, hoping to convince them to take part in a special assignment. Fearing they're about to be called up from reserves, the girls try to dodge their old friend. When they're caught, they learn that Plout isn't there to drag them back into the military lifestyle. As a matter of fact, she's AWOL herself from the services due to a broken heart, having been jilted by a GI who left her for a Red Cross nurse. Sergeant Plout then asks to bunk with the girls for a while. It turns out that she's moonlighting nights at a local nightclub under the name Charity. A fact the girls find out about when the MPs arrive at their door. Does she get Plout out of the club without the MPs finding her? The girls dress up as her background singers in a pair of wigs and some nice slinky dresses. Can they convince Alvinia to turn herself in? Elsewhere, Squiggy tries out the active lifestyle via a kicky blonde wig. What do you think of this one?
That is a good return to form. I am not at all surprised this is a Paula Roth episode because, holy cow, the Queen returns.
Yeah!
Yeah, that is literally my note for Paula Roth is the Queen returns. It feels like it's been forever since we've had one of the old writers on the show, with this season. It's a lot of new blood, which is kind of a good thing because it created some very interesting possibilities. But at the same time, I feel like there's a tightness to this episode, like in the way it's structured, the pacing, the character writing, the jokes. Like it's so smooth. Like I remember you pointing out how like the boys don't need to be here; they're practically a distraction. But I love their stuff. I mean, the whole.
Same.
David doing all his little dances, and I mean, and they're just, and I love the what is it, they're gonna go by the, there's the cheerleading school is letting out, and it's like, we love lady gym coaches. I love, what is it? I love ladies named Jim.
I love ladies named Jim.
And Lenny's like, really? I didn't know that.
Great. Well, Lenny does say that Squiggy is even more handsome, even more beautiful as a blonde. So,
Yes.
I love that. The homoeroticism is going on in these scenes off the charts. Love it.
Yeah, I remember actually I think our note somewhere. I did a lot of notes for this one compared to last episode, but I'm pretty sure this one says this episode is very queer.
Yes, it is. Between the basic flirting between Rhonda and Sergeant Plout, and those scenes, it's like, yep, gay, super gay.
Yep.
It's great. Love it. Love every bit of it. I guess since this episode kind of makes a reference to and then jokes about Vicki Lawrence's singing career, I could start talking about that.
Yes.
Well, Vicki danced and sang long before she ended up on the pop charts. She started out doing talent shows, appearing in beauty pageants where she would sing and dance. And eventually, obviously, singing and dancing was a part of her repertoire on the Carol Burnett Show.
Right.
But when she became a pop singer, it was 1972 with the murder ballad "The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia." The single went gold. The album that followed made 51 on the Billboard charts. It was mainly comprised of covers of such songs such as "Little Green Apples" and "Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves." But there were a couple more original songs in there. But that was her peak Billboard chart-wise. Her next single was "He Did With Me." It peaked at number 75 on the Billboard charts. Her next album was called "Ships in the Night." It didn't get a release in America, or North America at all, because her label folded.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it ended up being bought out. Her record was lost in the shuffle. It came out in Australia, where it did well. Eventually, she would come back and do a disco album called "Newborn Woman." Its hit single was "Don't Stop the Music," which charted on the disco charts on Billboard. It wasn't as big of a splash as "The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia." But that's Vicki Lawrence's pop career.
I think I've heard that with that disco track. I think I have heard that.
Possibly. It was a pretty big disco hit. It wasn't as big as obviously "The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia," but it did well.
That's right on. Yeah, in terms of also Vicki Lawrence being in this episode, it's I'm bummed this is the second to last appearance of her, because she already was good in the army now, and then here she is just legendary. Like it's because I love how she adds these layers to Alvinia that makes her this very human, fleshed out character. It's another case of, this is a guest actor that could have been a regular on the show, like 4 or 5 episodes a season, and really have worked.
Yeah. I would have watched a Plout spinoff.
Absolutely.
To be real.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I want that Lenny and Squiggy spinoff where they move to New York, and I want the Plout spinoff. Those are the 2 things I would have spun off the show.
But yeah, but Vicki was also 2 years away from this point from the premiere of Mama's Family, which became the big focal point for her in the 80s. And I'm really glad that before she makes that jump and pretty much, Laverne Shirley's all over by that point, I'm glad at least that she was able to get this really big singing episode, where she gets to sing 2 songs, no less.
Yes.
And it's just, it's fabulous.
Mama's Family, by the way, it would be on NBC for 2 seasons, get canceled, become a huge in syndication, run for 6 seasons. Mama became kind of a cult figure, a popular comedy figure. She still performs as Mama.
Oh, that's awesome.
At stage shows. She does a stage show called Mama and Me, where she part of it she talks about her life, and then part of it she comes out dressed up like Mama and plays with the crowd dressed up like Mama.
Oh, that is fantastic. Yeah, and she's been still working lately, right? She was in she was in a sitcom with a bunch of older comedic actors like David Allen Greer and some folks.
Yes. That was only a couple of seasons ago, and she was, and she continues to be a working actress. She's still out there. Man.
God, now I'm wanting to see like a Plout spinoff set like in the 70s or I guess like the 80s or 90s, I guess now at this point. Yeah. I like that. Oh, no, a lot. Yeah. I can see that. That can be perfectly contemporary to the Private Benjamin TV show that happened around the same time. So that's right.
Yeah.
So coming back to the episode itself, what is your take on adding these elements of Plout to that she is, she's retired her dog tags and her her drill sergeant ways, and she's all woman at this point.
It adds depth to her character because in the end, her true love really is the military. In the end, she ends up going back to it. But it's nice to see her have this moment of vulnerability because the character just didn't have that at that point. 3 previous appearances on the show, it was just basically a totally vulnerable character, just 100% living to keep the military in tuckus and prove that she could, as a woman, do anything any man could do. And here she gets nuance and depth. And it's very interesting. I like it a lot.
As well, we have the return. I completely agree entirely. I loved being able to see more to her, the vulnerability, the fact that she is a character with desires that can be, various. That's hair or chest. They mentioned put a hair on it. What happened to the woman that wanted to put hair on her chest? And it's like hairy chest. My Thaddeus had a hairy chest.
So good. She does Lovelorn Plout so well. And that line between still being Alvinia, still being 100% herself, and yet Lovelorn, stuck on this guy, trying to work out her feelings, viz. Being dumped and cheated upon, and thus. Yeah.
Also, Thaddeus. So, Thaddeus T. Strong, but Thaddeus, it keeps making me think of Thunderbolt Ross.
Yes.
I don't know if that was just you or if that was me or whatever.
No, that popped into my head briefly.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's not a reference, but it just popped in my brain. Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Oh, man. First time I saw him lob a grenade, I was his for the plucking.
I love her. The way she expresses her desire and the way Laverne's really into it. She's even more into Rhonda's stories because she thinks she can use them. But I love how Plout's very dramatic story kind of informs everybody here. It kind of makes them see her as in a different light, as a different person, which is very nice. Because before, she's just the enemy who's going to torture them.
Right.
Yeah.
I wish Sonny was here for this new addition to the roommate situation.
Yeah. Imagine him meeting her.
Yeah.
You mean you like throwing yourself off of buildings too?
Yeah, and Sonny's trying to give her pointers, and she goes, "What do you mean? There's no danger in it." And he's like, we're trying to do it in a controlled fashion, like so we don't get hurt. And she's like, don't get hurt, but heck, you gotta get a bruise or two.
It's a war zone, Sonny, a war zone. We don't have time to worry about danger when the enemy is trying to strafe you. You get under those bales, and you watch out for the enemy. And if they come after you, we'll go between their heads.
God, I love you.
I can picture her doing this whole monologue. Anyway.
Oh, that's great.
Somebody needs to tell Edna Babish that her face is perfect and she doesn't need a facelift.
Yes. Oh, yes. I'm glad at least that Frank says, if you do that, they'll think I'll rob the cradle, and this way they think you did. I thought that was a cute exchange.
Yeah, it's really super cute.
But agreed. Edna needs no facelift. Her face looks fantastic. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Think about it. Betty worked for another 20-something years past this point. I think like 25 years after this season, and looked fine. She looked great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and on top of that, I think she was like teaching acting when she passed.
Probably.
Even then she was busy.
I wouldn't be surprised, yeah.
Yeah. She was one tough cookie.
Mm-hmm.
She was really cool that way. I love the girls run to Frank for safety. Frank thinks he's providing them with safety, and then Plout just Miss Piggy's the door right down.
I love that description. Oh man!
Hiya! Down goes the door.
Yeah, I'll show you to the door. Don't bother, it ain't there no more.
Hands with the doorknob. Then just standing there with the doorknob. Look on his face like, what have I gotten into something too?
Oh man!
So great. My note for this portion is, God, I love Vicki Lawrence, and that remains true. Plot my queen, Miss Piggy, that door. That was my note on this whole section. Of course, Plot would do this. This is so in character for her, just like, she would throw a whole person through that door to get into it.
Yeah. Oh, totally. There is an obstacle is what a soldier gets past, not a thing to be discussed.
Yeah. If she had plastic explosives, they would not even have a front of a restaurant.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That way.
And then pretty much as soon as she comes into the episode, we get our Ploutisms with Bushy-ad, Crawdad. I mean...
Yeah! Yeah, she's so southern. I love how southern she is. You can picture her coming from being like a military brat herself, or something.
Oh, yeah.
Coming from a southern military family.
Mm-hmm.
There were all boys all around her. She's going to prove her mettle. You can just envision this. Her as a kid, and then just climbing her way to the top.
Yep.
The girls go to such extremes that they actually try to crawl. They actually do crawl through the sewers to get around her, and it still doesn't work.
I'm just amazed they ditched her in the They think they ditched her in the sewer, and they somehow didn't run into either Robert Forster, Henry Silva, or an alligator. I mean, just amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, no ghoulies, no trogs, no nothing.
No chuds.
No chuds. No chuds. And they try so hard, and in the end, it doesn't matter because Alvinia's already in their closet.
Mm-hmm. With that nasal twang. Howdy, girls. The execution of that bit is really good.
Yeah, I love that Laverne thinks that that's just Shirley doing a great impression, and nope.
Yep.
Nope. And then, they find out she's not there to bring them on in for more military exercises.
Mm-hmm.
She's just there to desperately try to convince them to try to shelter her while she tries to get over that broken heart of hers.
Yep.
And from that jerk. I hope eventually, by the way, that she need the student safety deposit buff.
I hope so too, because I mean that's pretty rough. I mean, basically painted her name on his Jeep, and then Little Miss Red Cross in her nursery in nurse white stockings fell harder for her than a pig on a freeway. Which, pig is very much the applicable word here. Because, god dang, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand.
No loyalty on his part. Sorry.
I know Sergeant Plout is a whole lot of woman, as was once said about Foxy Brown. But still, you're. Come on, man. What do you? It's it's also a case of like, I just don't understand a man that wouldn't want to. Future me, cut this out. I can't understand a man that wouldn't want to plow the Plout.
Yeah, plow the Plout. That's a great one. You should keep that in. That's funny.
Oh. All right, fine. I'll keep it in.
We'll see if the rest of the episode needs a mature rating. Anyway, enter Rhonda with the girl giving the girls prime rib in a doggy bag.
Yeah, because she went out with another dog, huh?
Great line from Laverne. Then these two women are clearly impressed with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting because Plout looks at her and says, "Somebody fed you a lot of butter beans and red eye gravy."
Yeah, I love that line.
And
yeah.
Rhonda instantly becomes impressed with her hard luck story and decides to use it for a audition later. And the two of them are clearly into each other. It's very nice.
It is kind of nice. Yeah, Rhonda has slowly started to grow on me around this point, and especially after like Sing Sing Sing. But what I like here is that, you know, she was actually doing something nice for the girls, like genuinely something sweet.
Yeah.
And she also was, in the case of Plout, she was trying to be sincere. You know, the army, they were so good on Bridge on the River Kwai is not meant as an insult. It's meant as just like I appreciate what you, the military, do.
Yeah.
And I do, like, as you say, like, you know, she actually is very moved by the story. You know, it's not just I'm going to pluck this for. I mean, I might note as Rhonda, no, don't steal it like that. But she is moved. I mean, you know, she is moved by the tale and sort of, and because, you know, she probably has had the same thing herself, where she's had, you know, some you know, little more pliable, little dainty thing steal the heart of some guy that she actually was really head over heels for.
Yeah. It's very much a Rhonda thing where she comes off as being naive but not unsophisticated.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is interesting in of itself.
Yeah.
Because she can be cynical and she can be understandably hard-edged, but on the other hand, she can also just have these moments where she'll just display a total sense of, you know, total belief and gullibility even. That it's even level on the same level the girls are gullible and can be gullible.
That's a good point.
So it's interesting.
Yeah.
Not that Plot is lying here, but
yeah.
You know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the sense of trying to take things at face value sort of aspect, you know, which is if they're not careful, you can fall into gullibility or fall into a being tricked easily, I guess. But but the idea of taking things at face value also means there's a degree of honesty in listening to somebody as well.
Yeah, exactly. I personally adore this little moment. Like I said, Rhonda starts to soften a little bit more, in which she will stand up for herself, but also she won't be territorial or nasty.
Yeah, that's I think,
that's...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that starts to being less and less of a thing as we progress into Season 7. That's obviously what happens in Season 8, since we need someone to step up and fill a void, which we will get to.
Yep.
But yeah.
Also, I have to point out, my autocorrect, when I was trying to write that Rhonda was going to tell smut stories, it got autocorrected by my phone to slutty stories. So.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, that's also true of the character, to a degree.
Yeah, in both directions. Yeah, but as you were saying about how she's what is it you were saying, the not unsophisticated, because smut would be sophisticated, slutty would be undignified.
Yes. Well, Laverne learns from her. She learns from her dirty stories, so that means something.
Yep, indeed.
That's gonna mean something if it doesn't mean nothing.
So I gotta mention the next episode. The next scene that we come to is the girls come home from work and the tent's already made up, but it's empty. Plout's not there. Yeah. I love that she knows what their favorite foods are and pick those up for them from the store. That's is sweet. So sweet. And I also love how that's the sort of earnest, I care about my people sort of thing a good sergeant would do, is to know the people in their unit, which I just love that detail.
Yes. They kind of form a little tribe here, where they're all taking care of each other. And it's very nice, even though the girls obviously want her to go back so they can get back to their regular life. But on the other hand, they care about her. And they don't want her to suffer.
I think that's also the thing. They know that if she stays there, she's not going to be happy. That she's going to just wallow in the... I think they know that she's kind of going through the breakup blues, but there's a sense of them understanding the only way you're going to beat this is to get back on the horse and get back to the military, because you're going to you're AWOL, you're going to get thrown in, you're going to get court-martialed, and B, you're going to be you're not going to actually work through your trouble, this is the not healthy. So we've dealt with breakups, we know this. This is not the anyway, you get what I'm saying. I'm believing
because she's in denial of how good she is as a soldier at this point. and she's caught and wallowing in this misery of this breakup. She doesn't realize she was meant to be on that battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
And so it does happen. That the girls make her realize that, like, yeah, this is what you're meant to do. Forget this man. And so it should be.
I also love that they're thought of being at the lounge. It's like, I get it, she's a bouncer. Who'd want to mess with a woman whose favorite sport is hand-to-hand combat?
Which is true. Very true. I also noticed that Shirley is kind of an instant mom mode with her. She even tries to mom Sergeant Plout.
Yeah. Oh, that's so Cheryl, though. I mean...
Yeah. Alvinia, tell me everything. Alvinia, you alright? So her.
It's so her.
So her.
Let me put... I think here's what I would also say is like, if a giant monster attacked California, and it turned out it was a mother monster, and it was just very scared, and we're talking like Gorgo Godzilla levels of destruction here.
Yeah.
She would baby that thing. Like the moment she's like, oh, what's wrong? Have a sit down. It's like, no, don't. It's and it's like, but I just want to smash the building. No. And
nope. Don't eat the people. That's impolite.
That's impolite. Yep.
Like, sit down. I don't know. She'd probably give it some kind of name like Frederick or
oh no,
Louis.
Lisa, honey, I'm now wanting to see Cindy Williams in Rampage 2.
Oh gosh. Oh no, I want that. She would be the best. She would be such a Donna St. Phibes figure.
Yes.
Wanting to get to know these creatures and gently mother and doctor them and give them what they need.
Okay.
Instead of just shooting
Legendary Pictures. If you're listening, first of all, hire me. Second of all, hire my girlfriends. Third, put Cindy Williams in the Monsterverse. This is what we want. We want Shirley Feeney to be mothering monsters. It's good.
Oh yeah. I want to note that this is when the boys come in. I do believe. Well, some nuts and my notes are wrong.
Oh, no. It is correct, because my immediate note after the bouncer line is, enter remade Squig.
Yes! I love how into this Lenny is, too. So into it. The most astounding discovery since Michael Landon became a teenage werewolf. Transformation since Michael Landon became a teenage werewolf. I love how they're both so stunned by Squiggy's transformation and how rejuvenated Squiggy is by his transformation because it's somebody different. Someone lighter at heel and dancing and with a kicky little tennis racket ready to take on the active lifestyle, so to speak.
Yeah, and take on the gay nightlife, as Rocky Jones's sidekick would say.
And Shirley not knowing what to say, and then she says, "You're experiencing passion."
Yeah, of course you're stunned. You're experiencing passion.
Yeah, David is just going for it here. This is the boys in pure amyl nitrate mode, where you pop them, they come in, you have a good time, they leave, as Michael and David often said about the characters when they come in and come out of episodes like this. And it's great. It is so great. He was good looking before, but now he's a goddess.
And so, as mentioned on the Twitter, as of around the time we watched and are now recording this episode, yes, the gifs, the gifs. Yes, I'm going to say GIF of the little dance does exist, and they will be up when we put this episode live on our Twitter.
Oh yeah. We so well. And of course, loving ladies named Jim and all that stuff. I love that Lenny likes gym teachers because, of course, he would. Like if he's in the Laverne. Yeah. We got. Sorry, go ahead.
Actually, no. I think you're going into the MPs next. I think yes.
Yes. I was going to the MP showing up.
Okay. Did you recognize who the main MP was?
Yes. Is he not? Oh God. Oh gosh. He's very familiar. I know I've seen him in this show before. And recently.
It's actually. It's not. He's not actually from the show before, but. That surprised me too, because I wondered as well. That is Otis Day, Dwayne Jesse from Animal House.
No, and you know he is there because he has a connection to Penny. Penny was a huge friend of John Belushi. A huge friend of Dan Aykroyd. She wasn't told her death, and friends with all the SNL people, and that's how she totally knew him. So that's terrific. That's terrific.
I love that this is him smack dab in the middle of his period where he was jumping around from like 70s character actor doing comedies like Car Wash to even being in like the Star Chamber.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like he was all over the place as an actor, and then is trying to do the music career thing as the Otis Day character and taking that name and all that. But yeah, I just want to make sure as we mentioned the MPs because the magic points will be kind of flying in and out, pretty quickly in this episode. So I want to make sure that we just get that mentioned out of the way. But yeah, so the MPs and the reveal of them being AWOL and things like that. But yeah, anywho, so yeah, we get to the reveal of Plout being AWOL, which I thought was interesting that she misled the girls initially, and that she'd been retired, that she had retired, and now it's like, oh no, she went about, which I think is again the reason why Shirley has goes really into mom mode, which is like you are going to be in serious trouble if you don't go back to if you don't go back.
Oh yeah. I love that Shirley instantly goes, I gotta save the day.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the girls gather themselves up and go to save the day. And head to the club. The things get funky.
Very funky. Yep.
Okay.
And again, Brad Sanders as the MC appearing, on the stage. I wonder if we've heard this guy on the show before as one of these voiceover narrator types that we've just never really has never been credited because he sounds really familiar. Yeah. And I wonder if he was just another pal of Penny or Gary's.
Possibly.
But yeah, he similarly also did a voiceover in The Horse That Played Centerfield in '79. But after this, he kind of gets his career in motion. The reason I want to mention this guy, the MC, again, shows up for a little brief moment. And as the MC/manager, he also, I think, is the guy who gets in that really great line, that they're part of it, when told that that Laverne and Shirley are part of the act. He then says, it's like, oh, same price, meaning that he's not paying them extra. As this guy's career went on, he ends up getting a role in Brewster's Millions, Walter Hill's remake. He's the baddie boy in Robert Townsend's Hollywood Shuffle, which anyone out there listening, highly recommend Hollywood Shuffle. That movie it's so good.
Such a good movie. I love that movie.
That's got the zombie pimps segment, right?
Yes, it does.
Oh, yes, God, I love that. Yeah, that movie is just, it's good because it's Hollywood Shuffle and UHF would make an excellent double bill, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that's marvelous.
But yeah, this guy, he is still working even up to kind of around this day. He did like voice acting stuff, like in Bebe's Kids, Tequila and Bonetti, some video games in the early 2000s. He ended up a lot of TV movies, but then would start showing up in films like Barbershop: The Next Cut, Bad Boys 3, and he actually was just most recently seen in the Wonder Years reboot and in Barry Jenkins's Underground Railroad project. So this is one of those rare cases we get an actor that is still very active today. So just wanted to point this dude out. Brad Sanders as the MC.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad he's still active. I'm glad he's still going. There was a Carol Burnett in joke.
Mm-hmm.
In case y'all didn't notice it.
Mm-hmm.
Who is it? Carol Burnett? Yep. And there was obviously, like, the night the lights went out in Georgia joke, and we're in the Army now. So. little references there. Of course, we got to see the girls in those awesome dresses, those awesome wigs.
Yes. So apparently, according to the IMDb trivia, those dresses are the same ones they wore when they sang with Carmen at the Pizza Bowl in Milwaukee. But I don't remember them looking that sexy in them because holy crap.
They looked very nice in them, but the difference in the angles makes a difference. I'll put it that way, the wigs. Because those definitely the same dresses, they're exact same colors, exact same cuts. So those are the same dresses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. The number is great. Both numbers are great.
Mm-hmm.
First is obviously an original song about Plout's dilemma here, her situation. The second is a cover of I Know. I know you don't love me no more.
It's strange. I don't know if it's a live recording or not. The acoustics sound like too good to be true, but whatever the case, the audio engineering on this is really good because there's that whole gag with the two microphones where she like goes back and forth, and you actually can hear her voice fade from one to the other. Is really nice detail. And given that they also, I think the 2 episodes from now we're also getting more singing on stage, which is recorded live for the episode. I wonder if it's just they kind of stepped up their game for this one as well. I don't know, but it was very cool.
Oh yeah. I am 90% sure, 90% at this point, that they recorded most of those musical numbers live. I think some things, obviously the operetta that we're going to see coming up in season 7 was recorded by the people. So the audio there isn't live, that was a pre-record. But I don't know how the show did its numbers, and I want to know.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's well done.
Yeah, it's fabulous. Good stuff, good musical number, lots of fun to watch. I love that Love makes Laverne eat like a horse.
Yes. Yep.
Shirley's fabulous Eagle Scout story.
Eagle Scout, Shirley, you were 12 years old.
First cut is always the deepest, Laverne.
Well, girls, thank you for sharing your puberty with me, but what's the point?
Yeah. For every woman, there's more than enough. The whole bit is great when they talk her about going back.
Yep, totally.
Full psychiatric care.
Yep, full psychiatric care, powdered fish, machine guns, travel. Oh, that's so true. You lose all the things you love most.
Oh, pep talk is so good. Every last bit of it is so good. The camaraderie here is marvelous.
Mm-hmm.
They're both pep talking her for her own good, and the fact that they want her the heck out of the house.
Yep. And I also love when she gets back to ordering them around. She gets back to chain of command, and they are, you know, she is the superior officer, and it's, you know, back in the groove, and they get, you know, they stand to attention. It's good stuff. I love it.
Yeah. So good, so perfectly done, so great. I love that. I love that line. America, I'm coming home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
America, I'm coming. So she is. She is coming home.
Yeah.
She's going back to where she belongs.
And yet, then when we go ahead, Ashley.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was gonna mention that Laverne standing there with her guitar singing Plout song.
Yes, the 4-star lover with a 3-star. Yeah, the 3.
Yes.
3-strap girl. But yeah.
3-strap girl.
Just the whole Laverne being bad at singing still kind of irks me a little bit, but at least she does it anyway, even though she's bad at it. But the picture postcard and then Laverne reading it, I love Laverne's Plout voice.
Yes, yeah, and the fact that she did have to go to the brig, but she's got a nice view there.
Well,
I was gonna mention the. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, remember, she insisted. She notes that she insisted that she served her time. They were totally fine with giving her the KP. And she insisted they had to, so she had to go to Leavenworth.
Yeah, she went to Leavenworth, and she had to do her duty for the country. And she did. I wanted to notice the punk rock minimalism of the way Laverne performs this song. We're actually going to see this peaking in the next couple episodes where Laverne's singing career is discussed and talked about. And because a major part of things.
Yeah, because, I mean, she has she has a novelty voice, you know?
Yeah. You got a novelty voice that's meant to be used with novelty tunes.
Novelty numbers. Yeah, we'll get there.
Novelty numbers. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there very soon. And then in come the boys once again, and Squiggy is dressed like Tom Jones.
Oh, the What's Up Pussycat. Oh, man.
Yeah. That's the last time and not the first time that the show's going to reference Tom Jones as the seasons go on. He's dressed like 1965 Tom Jones and 1980 Tom Jones. Complete with the shirt open and the whole outfit and the big old wig. What's new, pussycat? Ah!
I'm surprised. You know, we're kind of coming on to the end of the episode here with the tag, and I'm bummed that the director of this episode, Marlene Laird, this is her only episode she did for this show.
Wow, that's too bad. That is too bad. I knew this, and yet,
I mean, she continues directing up until the early 90s. Lots of work on Double Trouble and Silver Spoons, including obviously episodes David W. Duclaw worked on. The Munsters Today did a whopping 41 episodes of General Hospital. She had been an associate director on the Dick Cavett Show, the Ghostbusters with Forrest Tucker, One Day at a Time, All in the Family. So she, veteran TV director, obviously, or at least in the business behind the camera, because there is a fluidity to the directing here that you can feel, especially with the way that everything's kind of coordinated, with the different, the music numbers and the character stuff, and that great, my mom called it a very Muppet style thing where they're popping up and down from behind the counter when they're talking about Plout coming after them. And I would love to have had more of that sort of charm, through this season. So I'm sad to see her go.
Yeah, same. Oh, she was talented, and I wish she had done more on the show.
Yeah, but anywho, yeah. I mean, aside from other notes, I mean, only other in front of the camera notes is Hector Masonette as the bouncer. He was. This was just as he was getting started as an actor, another TV player. He also was in the miniseries A Woman Called Moses. and an episode of Serpico in the late 70s before this, and afterward he popped up in an episode of Hunter. It's another connection to Hunter, because, God, there's been a ton of them this season.
Yeah.
The movie One More Chance with John LaMotta, an episode of LA Law, and his last performance was as a guest on The Steve Harvey Show in 1996. So yeah, that's, just little bits and pieces like that. So Paul A. Roth has one more episode to go. Her last one comes next season. But at this point, she was about to jump onto writing later era Happy Days episodes, some mid-'80s era Love Boat, and soon to work on a whopping 17 episodes of Perfect Strangers alongside a lot of fellow Laverne and Shirley alums, including Marty Nadler, Joel Zwick, Judy Askins, Cheryl Elou, and Michael Warren. We will wrap up the facts about her next season, but yeah, so I mean, that's the thing I just want to make sure. But man, Paula knocked this out of the park writing-wise. This is a great episode, and whatever assistance that she got from the rest of the writers' room, I adore. I love this. I absolutely love this episode.
It's a fun episode. It's a really great one. This is my favorite Plot episode. This is absolutely my favorite Plot episode.
I see why. Yeah. I totally see why.
My second favorite is actually happens in season 8. It's one of the very few episodes in season 8 which I really like.
Oh, that's Baby Show, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, and you'll find out why it's called Baby Show in the future, and you'll find out why she was inserted and what happens to the episode when we get there.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. But that's my second favorite episode. This one is my absolute favorite Plot episode. She has so much fun. The audience has so much fun. Plot gets to develop. The girls become better friends to her. And it's really terrific. So it's a great one. I like this one a lot.
That's a heck of a good show. So with that in mind, my darling, how are you going to rank it?
I'm going to give it a rough 9. Darn good. There's a couple of little tiny flaws in here. Little tiny bits of cohesion issues where it could have been sewed together more skillfully, but it's pretty darn perfect.
Right on.
It's a 9 to me. Right in the 9.5.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8.5. The only thing... Well, I'll give it a 9. I might give it a 9, but the main thing is just I would have liked the element of the MPs to have been a little more consistently executed. Like, when Plout leaves at the end of the end of the opening scene, that the MPs kind of show up, like, just in the background, you see, like, just one of those things. The limitations of format kind of makes the world feel a little too small, in a sense. I would have done it's one of those. I would have liked to have seen just that little extra more. But the as you're saying, that little bit of cohesion, and those parts often stick out. But the high points of this episode are some of the highest points of season 6. So I definitely adore this one.
Yes. It's a good one. It's a good one, worthy of its ranking. I will say this much. It's a great one.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So does that cover everything for today, my lovely bushy-eyed crawdad?
Yes, it does, my sweet red-eyed gravy baron bean.
All right, cool. Well then, thank you again so much for everyone joining us this time on Night After Night. If you would like to know more, then you can find us on Twitter at NightAfterNightPC or Night After Night Pod on Facebook, Tumblr, WordPress, or Patreon, and wherever other good podcasts are found. Now, when it comes to the next episode, whatever. It's just let them know. Yeah. Tell them what's next, hon.
Laverne's pity party is interrupted by the arrival of a guardian angel who shows her why it's unwise to wish she wasn't born. This is Laverne's broken leg.
Meh.
At least it's not offensive like future episodes and past episodes have been and will be.
True.
We'll get there. We'll see what the audience thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And remember, y'all, if some yellow-bellied coward manages to break your heart, you break their kneecaps back.
Yeah, because they can't step on your heart with broken kneecaps.
Yeah. Can't step on anything. Gonna have to crawl.
Whoa.
The frog says so.
The frog. All right. Cool. See you next time, folks.
Bye now.
No use